we look at this function, it says f of x equals negative 4x plus 7. So we need to evaluate this when x equals 2 and x equals a negative 2. So all we have to do is plug 2 in for x. So let's do this first one. F, we're going to plug 2 in for this x, and 2 in for this x. Now, like I said from the beginning, we're just going to pretend like this is y. This does not change. This just tells us we plugged 2 in for x. That's what that says. So our answer is going to say, when we plugged 2 in for x, it equaled whatever this is going to be. Does that make sense? So, negative 4 times 8, or times 2 is a negative 8. Negative 8 plus 7, negative 1. So again, like I said, if this was y, it would just be y equals negative 1. Now, we just told ourselves, or whoever is going to be looking at your data, or your paper, or whoever, when I plugged 2 in for x in that equation, I got negative 1. Don't worry about this part. This part's just, it's designed, in my opinion, to kind of trick you a little bit. We got to use our critical thinking skills. Again, one more time. This says, when I plugged 2 in for x in this equation, I got negative 1. That's the only difference. It's just like y equals negative 1. So now we're going to do the negative 2. We're going to change colors. So we've already plugged 2 in. Let's take that off our list. Now we got to plug negative 2 in. So we have f of negative 2 equals negative 4 times a negative 2 plus 7. Okay, so like I said before, the only thing I did is I took that negative 2 and I plugged it in for this x and for this x. Now all we got to do is solve it. And again, we don't change this part. We bring it down. We are saying when I plug negative 2 in for x, this is what I got as my answer. That's all we're saying. So negative 4 times a negative 2. That's a positive 8. The positive 8 plus 7 is 15. So that is how we evaluate a function when there's two different x values. We solved two different equations. That's all we did. So when we plugged in a positive 2 into our equation, we got a negative 1. When we plugged in a negative 2 into our equation, we got 15. That's all there is to it. Go ahead and pause the video and try to solve this one. Okay. Now, all we have to do is the exact same thing that we just got done doing. We're evaluating this function, f of x equals x plus 6, and we're plugging these three numbers in for x. That's all we are doing. So we have the f of a negative 2, which equals a negative 2 plus 6. So negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So when I plug the negative 2 into this equation, I got 4. Okay, let's do a second one now. We're going to plug 0 in. For f of 0, when I plug 0 in for x, I got, well, 0 plus 6 is 6. So f of 0 equals 6. Okay, and now we'll do our third one. We're going to plug in 5. So we have f of 5 equals 5 plus 6. So when I plug 5 in for x, I got, what's 5 plus 6? 5 plus 6 is 11. So those are our three answers. And again, we're just treating these like y. We are just saying, when I plug negative 2 in for the function, I got 4. When I plug 5 in, I got 11. And when I plug 0 in, I got 6. That's all we are doing.